The following WJR broadcast is brought to you by Mesa for good health, good business, and great schools. To learn more, visit messa.org.
Craig John is with us. Dan Stamper was going to be here, the president of the Detroit International Bridge Company, but a medical issue came up within his family that we hope is not serious. And so he's made way for Craig John, the attorney for the Bridge Company, who's appeared before Judge Prentice Edwards in this battle with the state. And we're happy to have Craig John on the show with us. Hello, how are you?
I'm well. How about you?
Good. I played this clip earlier from the MDOT representative who told us just last week, a week ago on the 19th, he said, well, you know, we'd do the work, but they haven't, the bridge company hasn't handed over the property, Tony Kratochvil said. And he said, if we don't have the conveyance of the property, we can't build the bridge. And then today we get a statement that you turned the property over in December, and now they've got clearance to go ahead and do it. So they had the property a month before they said they didn't. And I'm just curious about the bridge company's reaction to all of this now after you've been called the people who have been holding up the project.
Well, this, of course, upsets the bridge company greatly because not only did MDOT have the property that they said they didn't have in December, they had it in March of 2007 when DIBC gave MDOT the rights of entry that MDOT then certified to the federal government allowed, and this is a quote from an MDOT document to the federal government, this certifies that MDOT has legal and physical possession of all right-of-way required for the construction of this project. That was signed by Greg Johnson of MDOT and submitted to the federal government in March of 2007.
So if they had that, why did they have to wait? That's almost 5 years ago. Why did they have to wait till now to get some federal approval to work on this unfinished ramp?
I don't know. You'll have to ask them because what's curious is of the construction on or near DIBC property that MDOT undertook in this project, more than 95% of it is already complete based on those rights of entry. And about 80% of the ramp that's now in question was completed based on the rights of entry. Why did this one gap not get completed is the real question.
Well, they say that that the bridge company changed the original plan in several ways. You cut off, you didn't build the one overpass. Instead, you've got an area in there where the gas pumps are located, for instance, and you also closed off 23rd Street, as I recall, which was not in the original plan. It was supposed to pass through.
And Frank, I didn't mean to interrupt you if I did.
No, that's fine.
And all of that has nothing to do with this particular issue. That's all a subterfuge on their part. And in fact, all of that has been either resolved or it's been demonstrated that they simply were not telling the truth. With respect to this particular ramp, the one that they told you last week they didn't have the legal right available to do the construction, not only did they already have it in December, but they had it in 2007.
Well, that's troubling to me. That because we simply try to get answers to educate the public. After all, this is several $100 million of taxpayer money that's at use here, and I think the public's got a right to know. And the people who live in that area, who have got that truck traffic on the street, they've got every right to say, "Come on, this was supposed to be gone a long time ago. That's why these ramps were built. Get off of our streets, get out of our neighborhoods with the trucks already." Why do you believe that there's been this delay by the state government?
Well, I think there's one possible reason, and of course, it's difficult to get into someone's mind. So what I have to do as a lawyer is look at the facts. And what has been happening for the last 4 years is MDOT has publicly blamed the bridge company for the traffic that's in the neighborhoods. And here are the facts. First, the incoming trucks and cars to the bridge company could be coming directly to the bridge via ramps that are called S29, and those are the ramps from the freeways. MDOT has said those ramps are finished, they're completed, they're available for use, but they will not use them. The The other ramp is the one we're talking about that allows the trucks to leave without having to go through the city streets or on M85. And those trucks would go directly to the freeway. And MDOT hasn't completed those either. And now they tell us in the Q&A that they issued yesterday that even after that ramp is done, they're still going to leave the trucks and the cars through the city streets.
Why?
Now, why? That's a good question. They paid for the inbound ramps a bonus to the contractor to finish them early. That's taxpayer dollars. And I think the only reason that I can discern from the facts, the reasonable inference I can draw is an ulterior motive to make the bridge company look bad. And why would that be? Because MDOT and the governor are interested in building their own bridge. And rather than putting the $245 million that has been expended on this project to work and seeing how it works, how well it works, whether it alleviates congestion, whether it manages the border properly, effectively, and efficiently, and see whether there's any more need for another bridge, they would rather delay the operation of this bridge so that they can try to get their bridge built.
So you're telling me you think the state of Michigan is deliberately making life more miserable for people in that neighborhood with all that truck traffic, just for its own political purposes?
That's my belief.
Really?
I cannot find any other reasonable, rational explanation. Because when you look at the bridge, the plaza right now, if this ramp that MDOT has said it didn't have property for, but we all now know that's not true. It has had the property since 2007. If that ramp were finished today, no truck, no car would have to enter any neighborhood streets to get on the bridge or to get off the bridge. But that's not the case today because they haven't finished their portion of the project. Why are they waiting to finish their portion of the project?
I can't answer that.
Because if you today took a vehicle down south on I-75 and asked it to go to Canada, and S-29, the freeway ramps to the bridge were open, that truck or car could go into the DIBC Plaza, go to the SO1 bridge that goes to the ramp to Canada, take it all the way over to Canada, spend the day or a week or a month in Canada, come back and get on the U.S. freeways, and it will not once have stepped foot on a City of Detroit street.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what everybody's been waiting for, is that moment. So.
Exactly. And you know who has the answer? MDOT. And what their explanation is, there are some other problems with the project, and they just are not true. And like every other claim made by MDOT, as Mr. Stamper said the other day, MDOT makes a claim. It is demonstrated to be not true. And then MDOT changes its story. And you saw that happen to you yourself. You were told by Mr. Cradafil last week that MDOT did not have the property it needed to build the ramp that it hasn't finished. You then found out that at the latest they had it in December of 2011. But the true fact is they told the federal government in 2007 they had all the property they needed to build that ramp. Which was true, is my question to MDOT. Were you telling the government, the federal government, the truth back in 2007, or weren't you?
All right, listen, we appreciate the time this morning. Thank you, and I'm sure we'll talk again down the road. Say hello to Dan, and I hope all is well with the medical issue within his family that he's had to deal with.
I'm sure it will be well, and thank you for taking the time to talk with us.
Talking about what matters to you. Frank Beckman Middays. Catch it live on News Talk 760 WJR AM. And stay up to date online